Welcome back to the 2018 JRDA World Cup live on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/WFTDA. You knew that because you're watching it.
That's right. I hope so.
I would hope so. I'm Scott Chicken.
You're not mistaken, right? I'm Gretchen Little. And we have a interesting game coming up with some real potential implications for seeding tomorrow.
Yes, we do. It's Team Great Britain against Team Canada. Looking at our outcome from earlier in the day, Great Britain sitting at 0-4, Canada at 2-2. So Canada, with I believe with the win, would seal the number 3 seed.
Correct.
Great Britain with a win, then you get into some question of if it's them or Europe.
That's right.
Canada versus Australia. We go to, I'm assuming, head-to-head play, but who knows?
It's a little above our pay grade to actually assign the seeds. That's the tournament committee's job, but we can give you what the records are so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Australia 2-3, Canada 2-2. As I mentioned, Europe is 1-4, Great Britain 0-4. U.S. East and West tied at 4 wins each. They will play next.
That's right, and that should be a Donnybrook.
That will be a good game.
I'm looking forward to watching that game. I hope you do too.
Now we will rip through your rosters. I will start with Team Great Britain and let Gretchen bring in Team Canada.
Okay.
Team Great Britain is Dixon, Wince Pie, Gemma English, Jazz, Marnie Movova, Rolla Girl, Rachel, May Cause Mayhem, El Wolf, Judge Law, Wizzy, Lady Macbeth, T-Breaks, Hesse, High Velocity, Boswin, Small, Giraffe Jam, Skelebell, and Tilda End.
And for Team Canada, number 13 is Nutcase Nadia. 15 is Candy Crush Her. 16 is Bloody L. 2 is QT. 222 Sarah Seidel. Number 3, Goldie. Number 30, Rip and Roll Her. Number 38, Black Belt Beauty. Number 40, a player to watch in the pack, Depress Her. 406 is T-Bomb. 5151, a potent jammer Houdini. 52, Mad Child. 56, jammer of the day for Team Canada, Mac Daddy. Number 65, Deja Vu. Number 8, Kryptonite. Number 815, Smacklemore. Number 9, Reign of Terror. Number 901, Crashity Jane. Number 911 is Wolf Blade Jr. And number 99 is Ruthless.
And I'm going to give a shout out to my new favorite Twitch name, Bumble Snuffle Cumbersnatch, who is asking, never knew this was a sport. Can anyone tell me what it's about? It is about skating around in an oval. We have jammers with stars on their heads. You will see them in a moment.
Yeah, over on the left-hand side of your screen, they are just out of the picture, but they are the ones that are going to be trying to make it through the opposing blockers. The blockers make up what's known as the pack. In order to score points, you have to make it through the pack once. There we go. And then the next time you lap the field, you're entitled to a point for each opposing player you pass. Unfortunately, right off the bat, Great Britain lost their jammer T-Breaks to the penalty box.
Or actually, Sachi was sent to the penalty box, but I think got pulled back out. So we have got number 56, Mac Daddy, jamming for Team Canada. T-Breaks for Great Britain, as you mentioned. And Mac Daddy is the lead jammer. First jammer out, as Gretchen mentioned before, gets lead. They get pointed at.
That's right, the jam referee pointing at them, and there's the other feature to being lead jammer that's ultimately important. You have the ability to stop play in the jam by a repeated motion of hands to hips. Otherwise, a jam will last 2 minutes, and that will be our that will conclude our primer on the sport of roller derby. For now, we'll try to bring you more information as the game progresses.
Exactly. The jammer's wearing the helmet covers that have a star in the case of Great Britain, or a maple leaf if you're Canadian, because they like them maple leaves.
That's right. Great Britain with one blocker in the penalty box right now, and that makes room for Wolfblade Jr. He is lead jammer for Canada.
And jamming for Team Great Britain, number 143, that's Marnie Movova. And Marnie Movova, with the star in hand, jammer is allowed to take the helmet cover off. Yeah. That removes the chance to be lead jammer, but that doesn't matter now because Wolfblade Jr. already is.
There you go. Okay, Smacklemore anchoring the Canadian defense right now. That's the other feature of roller derby, if you're new to watching and you're getting the bug at all, is that the pack players play offense and defense essentially at the same time. They have to make room for their jammer, and then they also have to stop the opposing team's jammer.
Yes, and we had our first star pass of the game. The pivot, who is the skater with the stripe on their head, you will see one rolling out right there for Team Canada. They are allowed to accept that helmet cover with the star from the jammer as long as they are both standing up and inbounds. That legal star pass turns the pivot into a jammer as if by magic of transmogrification. or whatever that word is.
Transubstantiation.
Something.
Well, that's probably a little extreme, but you never know. Okay, back to the action. We've got for Team Great Britain High Velocity with the star. First time seen them jam today, and
that is Mac Daddy jamming for Canada.
Mac Daddy, like I said in the intros, is just a workhorse for Team Canada.
Yes, Mac Daddy has been jamming all day, often in a tight rotation of two jammers with number 911, Wolfblade Jr., and scoring points and picking up lead jam left and right.
That's right. Mac Daddy is through the pack and awarded 5 points. Now making it through on the initial pass, however, is High Velocity.
High Velocity now eligible to score points. Great Britain still held scoreless. Mac Daddy taps the hips, calls off the jam, keeping High Velocity from getting any points. Those stingy Canadians not allowing Great Britain to score.
It's a shutout in the early going. We're playing 30-minute games to qualify for tomorrow's bracketed tournament where the hardware will be at stake. Next up for Team Canada, we do have the aforementioned Wolfblade Jr. and in the penalty box, on
the line for Great Britain is Boswin.
Oh, okay, Boswin, another regular jammer for the Great Britain side.
But Wolfblade Jr. out first is our lead jammer. And Wolfblade Jr. going airborne, landing the jump. 5 points quickly. You score 1 point for each blocker you pass, and if you pass the jammer on a lap, you get a point for them as well.
Boy, that is where the electrifying aspect of this game comes in, is when you have jammers with that level of speed and agility to be able to go airborne. And you saw what is known as an apex jump. Who knows? Maybe in the in the future, which we've been saying all weekend, these juniors are the future of the game. There may be a new name coming up for it. Sure. There really ought to be something better. Okay, next up for Team Canada, Mac Daddy once again will be taking on T-Breaks.
And T-Breaks pushing towards the front. Mac Daddy, however, around the outside. Team Canada now lead all 5 of our 5 jams.
Yeah, Team Canada really coming out and making a strong showing here in day 1. They will lose a blocker that's Goldie to the penalty box right now, but now T-Breaks is through on the initial pass.
And only 1 blocker left for Team Canada as their third has rolled in. You can only have 2 sitting in the penalty box, but Crashity Jade, you can't see it on the screen right now, but the third blocker in the box for Team Canada has stood up. So that means we get room to sit.
Yeah, and Mac Daddy will let this jam roll, even though T-Breaks is putting up points for Great Britain now because she wants those jammers or those blockers on her team to clear out of the penalty box.
Exactly, and successfully does release at least 2 of them. The last one was in the last. That's Teja Vu standing. Any skater in the penalty box will stand when they have 10 seconds remaining. We'll try and catch an eye on that, so that lets you know that they are coming out fairly soon.
All right, next up for Canada will be Wolfblade Jr., and it will be T-Breaks once again it'll be
1-4-3
Marnie Muvova for Great Britain.
And Marnie Muvova forced to the infield, but jump in the middle.
One of the things that you'll see if you're a new roller derby viewer is that when a jammer, or any player for that matter, is knocked off the track, either to the outside boundary or the inside boundary, they have to re-enter the pack or re-enter the action behind the skater who knocked them out, which is why you will see the backwards motion right there that you're seeing. That was a nice defensive stop by Deja Vu for Canada, and that forced Marnie Muvova to go on the backwards direction. All right, calling off the jam now is Wolf Blade, and Canada in comfortable command right now, Scott.
Yes, they are. Canada leading 51-7. As we will roll out with this 30-minute game, we are each team getting one timeout and one official review. If they use the official review, they can use that to review any penalty they wish, a penalty that was called, or they would like a penalty assessed. If they win the review, they will retain it for the half.
Okay, this is high velocity now, jamming for Team Great Britain, Sarah Seidel with the maple leaf to Team Canada, but she is sent to the penalty box. So this is what we call a power jam now in favor of Team Great Britain. The opposing jammer in the penalty box, green light situation for Great Britain.
And I believe this is Team Great Britain's first lead jam of the game. Certainly first power jam of the game for Great Britain.
That's right, and jammers, that's a additional responsibility. They have to read the defense, they have to direct the offense, and they have to stay out of the penalty box, Scott.
Exactly. So you can't score points if you're sitting on your seat in the box. And the other jammer, the minute they engage the pack, they pass the first player, they get the point for someone in the penalty box.
That's right. Candy Crusher doing a nice job defensively now for Canada up at the front of that formation. The power jam is over, and Sarah Seidel completes the initial pass.
And high velocity. Bump to the infield, back engaged, and now rolling out on the outside. Calls off the jam. Sarah Seidel had caught up and gotten 3, but all 5 points up for Team Great Britain. That takes Great Britain to 12.
Well, and every point helps. Smacklemore made the defensive stop there for the decision point, if you will, was achieved by Smacklemore's defense. For Smacklemore, another standout on this Team Canadian or Team Canada side. Really been playing solid all day long, Scott.
She has. All these skaters have been playing very well all day long, and it has been a long day. We're on game 14 of 15, and Mac Daddy is lead jammer for Team Canada.
That's right. Boswin working the front of the pack, but bumped to the inside by Ruthless. And so this is, cutting the track is called now on Mac Daddy. Interesting situation, Scott.
Yes, indeed. We've now got a 2-minute jam as Mac Daddy was the lead jammer. When you get a penalty as lead jammer, you lose lead, and we go the full 2 minutes of the jam. So Boswin, 30 seconds to score points unopposed by another jammer.
Crashity Jade with the takeout on Boswin.
And that was number 3 Goldie with the shoulder out on the other side for Boswin. Boswin getting knocked to both directions.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things, if you're new to junior roller derby, this is open competition, male and female. At the championship tournament over the weekend, there were 2 divisions, an open division and an all-female division, but this World Cup is open. And, the junior skaters, that's how they play.
Yep. They go either way, and going through this one is Mac Daddy picking up 5 points on the first scoring pass for Team Canada.
Took a while to put points up, almost a minute and a half gone by in the jam, but that's a testament to the defense. Now we have a star pass on the British side. That's going to Gemma English.
Boswin having trouble getting through the pack, passes it off to Gemma English at the other side of the pack. Quick way out. Okay. And English now eligible to score points.
She's into the pack, and as is Mac Daddy. And Mac Daddy just, every time she gets out there, it seems like, so steady, so strong, so hard to knock over.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. She just keeps on going.
And such endurance. Mac Daddy in an earlier game was in every other jam.
Yeah.
Along with Wolf Jr. It's like, what is going on? I'm exhausted, and I've only been watching 15 games, not playing every other jam in 4.
This is Wolf Blade Jr. again for Team Canada, and it's T-breaks with the star for Great Britain. T-Breaks pushing the front of the pack, but there is a little bit of a pileup at the rear of the pack, however.
And Team Great Britain losing their pivot, number 24. That is Lady Macbeth.
Yeah, and Wolf Blade, able to find some room to move, is out in front, lead jammer. T-Breaks taking the star off her helmet. She still has it in her hands. She still is the jammer for Great Britain, but Wolf Blade Jr., quick 5 points.
Yeah, that was a beautiful swing around the outside as Great Britain focused to the infield. This time tries the inside, and Great Britain's waiting right there.
Big hit, may cause mayhem, delivering that mayhem-filled shot, and that's going to slow down Wolf Blade Jr.
May cause mayhem, knocking Wolf to the inside and then back on the outside with the run back.
It's one of the things you notice if you watch a lot of roller derby. Sometimes in a given jam, a given blocker just zeroes in on the jammer and, really owns them. And that's kind of what happened on that pass, at least. May cause mayhem, doing a really good job for Team Great Britain.
Great Britain losing blocker Jazz to the penalty box, so they are down to 3 blockers on the track. 3 on the track as well for Team Canada.
Okay, star pass going to Lady Macbeth now for Team Great Britain. This is a big jam so far for Team Canada, as Wolf Blade Jr. is going to call it off. 0 for Great Britain and no more for Team Canada.
I think he got 4 on that last pass, taking them to 19 for the jam.
Okay.
87 total. 87-15, and we're not even halfway through this jam.
No.
Or through the game, rather.
Yeah, we're playing 30-minute games today. If you're just joining us, Great Britain in the blue uniforms, and Team Canada, they've been wearing the red all day long.
I think Team Canada figures, why are we going to bother changing? Everyone else has a different color. It'll all work.
That's right. Red is red. Okay, for Team Great Britain, we've got Marnie move you over now, jamming against Raina Terror, and Raina Terror in a relief jammer position for Team Canada gets lead jammer.
She does. That brings Team Canada has had lead all but one jam of this game, and 5 points up quickly for Raina Terror.
Yeah. The pack is slowed down tremendously and is basically in turn 2 right now, and that gives Raina Terror a better chance to score because when the pack is slow, the jammer doesn't have to work as hard to get to it.
Exactly. Star pass off to number 3 for Team Great Britain. That is Hess.
Okay, that's the second star pass, I believe, that Hessa has received
indeed.
This first period, or in this game. Nice move there by Raina Terror, but she's called for cutting the track. She dragged a foot on that apex jump on the inside, part of the playing surface outside of the boundary. So now we've got a power jam going to Great Britain.
And a heavy shoulder check coming out of the box and taken out.
That was Goldie. Yeah,
Goldie.
She was eyeing that for about 10 feet before impact.
That was in the legal contact zone. The contact zone's your shoulders, chest, hips,
yes,
down to about mid-thigh, not the back, however.
That's right. And you don't have to warn your opponent that you're going to hit them.
Excellent point. Excellent point. So number 3, Hessa with the star for Team Great Britain has completed the initial pass, I believe, but
yeah, the power jam is over though, and Raina Terror continues her reign of scoring. Let's see, a 19-point jam for Team Canada, but points do go up for Great Britain. That's eliciting a cheer from their crowd. 5 go up for Hessa.
So that takes us to 106-20 and 13 minutes and 42 seconds to go in our game.
All right, high velocity with the star for Team Great Britain, and once again, Mac Daddy for Team Canada. Mac Daddy struggling against 3 Great Britain defenders now, and she's called for cutting the track. They nudged her into the infield, and she may not have realized that one foot went out of bounds. Now it's another power jam, high velocity.
And high velocity with lead jammer is the only Great Britain skater in this game to get lead jammer. She's gotten it twice.
Yeah.
And now rolling through for a quick 5 points on the power jam pass. Remember, getting a point for Mac Daddy in the penalty box just by passing one skater. So a nice easier way to get your points. But all 4 blockers now back on the track.
Oh, boy.
That's going to make it less easy.
Yeah, that was Rip and Roller slowing down the progress of high velocity, but and Rip and Roller doing it again.
But now 2 blockers for Team Canada in the penalty box. I saw Depressor go in early, and I believe that was Candy Crusher heading to the box. So 2 on 3 in the pack. Great Britain with the advantage.
Daddy back on the track, completing the initial pass. She went out early in the jam. Now high velocity looks to the bench, and she will call off the jam.
Team Canada able to sneak through with 4 on that, snuck through, nobody saw her, then came back and got 4 points.
That's right. 14, however, go up for Great Britain. That should be the largest jam on the Great Britain side in the game so far. They'll be sending Boswin to the line against Wolfblade Jr. for Team Canada. Let's check the penalty box, Scott. I think both teams with 1 sitting, Team Canada with 1 blocker standing.
And we've got an official timeout being called, although it may be an official review. We'll see. Nope, team timeout Canada. All right.
Okay, well,
I knew something was happening because Coach Vinsanity was out in the middle.
You just get...
When Vince goes out to talk, you know he's going to call a timeout.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the coaches have prescribed places where they need to stay. Normally, most referees give them a little bit of wandering room, but
let them come into the middle, and then the jam starts, and they're forced to stay in a box because you don't want to get hit.
Well, that's certainly part of it, isn't it? Yeah, because the referees use the outside lane as well. They have to. And, now this will be the final game for both of these teams today. But even so, you don't want to wear your players out if you can avoid it. So it's a really good idea to take the timeout. Even though it's a 30-minute game, even though there's only 11-40, even all of that stuff, yes, you're in the lead. But, you got to play tomorrow, and tomorrow's when it counts.
Tomorrow we'll have full-length 1-hour games. Each of these teams will play at least 2. The winner of the first 2 games, which will be between the 4 and 5, the 4 and 5 and the 3 and 6 seeds, will play either the 1 or the 2 seed, and the winner of that will play for the championship, and we will bracket out otherwise to a 5th and the 3rd place game.
Well, Bella DeBest says that they want a shout out on the on the Twitch chat. So there you go, Bella.
You have been shouted.
Thanks for watching.
Boswin lead jammer quickly through the pack. Wolfblade Jr. jamming for Team Canada and also clear of the pack and now slicing through on a scoring pass as Boswin looking for room on the inside, finds it and comes through. 4 points up each.
Okay, Great Britain hemorrhaging blockers right now, 2 in the penalty box. Last one on an illegal contact penalty. And
Boswin calls off the jam. A 4-4 tie. Okay. Leaving 2 blockers in the box, as you mentioned, for Great Britain, and 1 in the box for Team Canada.
All right. Well, jammers like the short packs. Less people to contend with on their way through.
There you go.
All right. For Great Britain, it's Lady Macbeth. And for Team Canada, it's Sarah Seidel.
Lady Macbeth. Team Britain has a Lady Macbeth with a B and a Lady Macdeath with a D, and I'm glad they're not both in the same lineup because that would confuse everyone.
It certainly would, but Sarah Seidel quickly lead. Lady Macbeth facing a defensive formation that really has a lot of power. This is a scoring pass now for Sarah Seidel. Up front, 1 to beat.
Oh, and a cut track and a heavy shoulder laid down by number 26. T-breaks on a Great Britain team blocker who was rolling backwards.
Yeah, that's pivot Jenna English going to the penalty box. Gemma English, excuse me. 5-point call off now for Team Canada. And, yeah, 120-38. Certainly Team Canada coming out, asserting themselves here in this first day. If the trend continues here in this game, they will clearly have the third best record of all contestants. Okay, on the jam line, we've got Marnie move over for Great Britain and Raina Terror once again for Team Canada.
Raina Terror jumping in a little more, as we mentioned before. Wolf Blade Jr. and Mac Daddy been sharing the heavy load of jamming, so Raina Terror giving them a little bit of a break and sliding through the pack.
Oh, Raina Terror can't quite stay in bounds. Nicely defended there. That was Hesse on the defensive end, and pile up on the inside of turn 2. That could result in a jammer penalty.
It will indeed.
Yes.
A little illegal contact with a down skater. You can't run it. Somebody goes down to their knees. You're not allowed to hit it and run into them.
Yep.
And that was the case.
All of a sudden, we've got things stacked up Great Britain's way. That's a 5-point pass for Marnie Muvova. A minute and a half to go, or minute and 5 to go in the jam.
And only one blocker on the track at the moment for Team Canada, and the beautiful shoulder from that one blocker.
Isn't that the case? Boy, that is Nutcase Nadia really stepping up to the challenge of being the only blocker for the team.
And it's going from a standstill and just chose. It was like a goalie on a penalty kick. Just chose the right way to lean with the juke, and happened to end up in the right place.
And she did it again. Oh, now we've got a cutting the track penalty going. Canada's blockers are on an en masse exodus to the penalty box.
2 attempted to enter. 1 was waved off. They can't. If there's no room to sit, you got to go back on the track and wait for someone to stand up. Smacklemore has now stood, so our blocker that received the penalty should be reporting shortly.
Raina Terror exploding through turn 3, getting 5 more points for Team Canada. All right, the jam will time out. Let's see.
Got a 14-11 run, 11 points.
Oh, Great Britain is hanging in. Showing the medal, definitely. That's one of the things that's been a very positive aspect of this round robin day 1 here at the 2018 Junior Roller Derby World Cup is when teams are down, they don't give up. They keep on fighting.
That is true.
Okay, High Velocity with the star for Great Britain. Once again, Mac Daddy jamming for Team Canada.
And High Velocity forced out of bounds to the outside, has to recycle back behind the pack. And striding, trying to find room on the inside, but nothing doing there.
Yeah, the pack players really in charge of this one right now. You notice May Cause Mayhem getting up front, and that will cause a low block penalty, and that's going on Mac Daddy. So another power jam, Great Britain.
And a lead jammer for Great Britain as well. So Great Britain in control of the clock for this jam. We've got 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Britain has not used either their timeout nor their official review.
That's right.
Should they choose to slow time down. Meanwhile, pushing almost out the front, but not quite.
Yeah, Crashity Jade trying to hold back High Velocity and just went out of bounds themselves. But well-killed penalty on the Canadian side.
Definitely. Mac Daddy out of the penalty box now. Team Canada has given up points. The points have not yet been awarded, however, as High Velocity has to exit the pack or call off the jam, which she does right now.
That's right.
5-0 run. So the Canada penalty kill, keeping the stopping the bleeding, getting it down to 130 or to 5 points only for Great Britain.
I think if you're a roller derby coach and somebody told you at the beginning of the game that the power jams you give up, the opponent's only going to score 5 points each, you would take that.
I think so. You would say that's pretty
That's
solid.
what I want. Exactly. Okay, next up, Boswin with the star for Great Britain and Wolfblade Jr. for Team Canada.
Bosman almost clear, but forced out of bounds to the outside. Had to recycle back, and once again the same move as number 30 that time, escorting Bosman out. That's Rip and Roller.
Rip and Roller doing the defense, but Bosman ducking under the defense for Team Great Britain. Team Great Britain making a very concerted charge now in the last 5 minutes of gameplay.
That they are. Unfortunately, they've only got one blocker on the track to compete with the 4 from Team Canada. Bosman did call off the jam, and he got 3 points. And however, 4 points up.
4 go up, yes.
For Team Canada, not quite quick enough on the call off. That is a very tricky, especially when you're on your knees, out of bounds, not looking at the pack. Like, when should I guess I should call it off now.
Right, and Wolfblade Jr. was hitting the pack at full speed.
Yes, Wolfblade Jr. does not appear to slow down for much.
No, slow down is not in the vocabulary of the Canadian jammers. Not today, at least. Here we go. All right, out in front, Team Canada. This is Sarah Seidel once again.
And Lady Macbeth jamming for Team Great Britain.
Okay. Sarah Seidel juking and froze the defense. She gave the shoulder shake, and the defenders didn't know which way she was going.
And the way she was going was inside, and there was an open lane there. So out with 5 points. Lady Macbeth has cleared the pack.
Oh, Sarah Seidel almost upended there by Giraffic Jam, but cutting the track. Giraffic Jam made a very good defensive play there to pull that cut on Sarah Seidel. Now Power Jam going to Great Britain.
There you go, Lady Macbeth with only 3 blockers on the track, however, as number 02 Dixon sitting in the penalty box. So 4-on-3 advantage for Team Canada. And Team Canada holding the front line. Great Britain trying to run some offense. A nice little swing of the hips for Lady Macbeth to roll out. Oh, what a forearm penalty called. It was nice until the arm got involved.
Yeah, trying to get purchase on the inside, and that was the result. Okay, back on track now is Sarah Seidel. Neither jammer can stop the action. Still 38 seconds to go in the jam, and Sarah Seidel is putting up points.
Sarah Seidel out of the penalty box, slides through the pack, grabs 5 more, 10 total on the jam. Now there are points in Lady Macbeth's helmet cover waiting in the penalty box.
Now Team Great Britain, as I said, certainly not giving up. That was some great defense by Dixon that slowed down Sarah Seidel. Still 11 seconds in the jam. Both jammers will be getting at least a couple of points.
And number 3, Hesse for Great Britain, sent to the penalty box for the low block penalty.
That's right.
And Hesse will be joined by number 8. That is Giraffic Jam.
4 more going up. That is right. 5 for Team Great Britain, and a timeout on the track. Team Great Britain wishing to make sure that they're ready for this final jam, or what could be the final jam of the game.
That's true. We've got 1:44 to go with this 1 minute timeout. Let's talk about, the next game. First off, USA East versus USA West. This is the game that the United States people have been waiting to see.
Yes.
Perhaps the rest of the world wants to see it as well. I honestly don't know. USA West and East both 4-0 on the day, and are made up of teams or members of many of the teams that we saw over the weekend.
Well, it will certainly have seeding implications, because
Absolutely.
One is going to be undefeated at the end of the contest, and one will have 1 loss.
Yep. Tomorrow morning we get started at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time with our number 4 versus our number 5 seed. Those seeds will be, I'm guessing, either published later tonight, or you'll find out in the morning when you tune in. That will be followed at 9:45-ish Eastern Time with the seed number 3 versus the seed number 6. Based on our rough math, if Great Britain wins this game, they will be, right now they're sitting in the 6, but with this game it may shift up to the 5, not 100% certain. The winners of those games will move on to play at either 11:30 or 1:15, depending on where you fall in the bracket. The losers will move on to play at 3 p.m. Pacific, or Eastern Time rather, in our 5th place game.
That's right. And then the medal games begin.
Yes.
And these now tomorrow, if we haven't already said it, if you haven't already heard, the games will be full 1-hour games, 2 30-minute periods with full complement of 7 penalties, 3 timeouts, etc. Just, but today, of course, in order to get all these seeding games in, we had to abbreviate the format.
And those games will be also free and live here on twitch.tv/WFTDA, where you are watching the 2018
we are
JRDA
so
World Cup.
happy that you are. I tell you
so
what,
happy.
We got Marnie Muvova now jamming for Great Britain, but out in front, and lead jammer Rain Terror for Team Canada. We really didn't see Rain jamming so much in the first couple of games for Team Canada, but wow, making a positive impact. Quick 5-point pass.
That was super quick, and Marnie Muvova caught up at the back of the pack, has the star in hand. The pivot currently in the penalty box, but just about to be released. That is number 3, Hesse. So not a star pass, rather more of a star stash, although as Hesse pulls in, perhaps Marnie Muvova will pass it off. No, appearing to continue to struggle through the pack and try and break free.
Team Canada really locking down. That is Goldie again, just covering the outside very well. The 4 lane, I believe it's known in the in the skaters vernacular. And now we got Rain of Terror continuing to score, calling the jam. Is that a 5?
I believe that's a 5.
It's another 5, a 15-point jam for Rain of Terror. And with 28 seconds on the jam clock, boy.
Should get one more jam in, I believe.
Get
as we're
one
counting.
more.
We got 20 on the. Oh, when they're crossing over now, I'm all confused. Be about 10 seconds left, I believe. The game clock, the period clock, can expire as long as the jam will run to its natural conclusion, be that jam called off or time running out on the jam.
All right, High Velocity with the star for Great Britain, and Sarah Seidel for Team Canada. And we have a cutting the track penalty. Not sure who picked that up. Sarah Seidel, again, lead jammer. Okay, it is Great Britain's pivot. That's going to be Wizzy sitting down right now. Sarah Seidel staying in bounds. Just that is a skill that these top-notch skaters have. They accept the impact of the blocker, and they just deflect and kind of roam with it.
Yep, sort of go into bullet time and like keep the feet in bounds, but the rest of your body just, I don't know what happens, but somehow it works.
They are so talented. 4 more going up for Sarah Seidel right now. And the period clock has expired, so we are on jam time now. 4 points going up, however, for High Velocity.
High Velocity taking a nice shoulder check in again, as you said, absorbing and feet not going out of bounds. The blocker that hit her thought, oh, she went out of bounds, I'm going to run back. Nope. It's just like, okay, my feet are still in bounds, I'm moving forward.
Yeah, Ruthless called off on a forearm. Sarah Seidel pays for that last scoring pass, upended, but still 5 points are 5 points, Scott.
That they are. And 4 points are 4 points, and other points are other points. That's 18 total right now on the jam for Sarah Seidel. High Velocity through with a second 4-point run, 8 total for Great Britain, taking them to 70.
Yeah, High Velocity looking up at the scoreboard right now and renewing her resolve. She's got 1 to beat, trying to play offense for her and doing a pretty good job as May cause mayhem.
And coming out of the penalty box, Ruthless Reed with the final run with 2-1 second, 4 points up at the end for Great Britain.
All right.
And we got 1 more point for Team Canada.
Well, if I was High Velocity, I would be very pleased with my effort in that jam. Finishing up with 12 points. That's something positive to take into tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And obviously Canada with something to take positive to take into tomorrow as well.
Yes, indeed. So I've updated my little tally sheet. Team Canada now with a 3-2 record does secure that 3rd place seeding. So they will play in the second game at 9:45 a.m. Eastern. Great Britain with the fifth loss of the round-robin round, lands in the number 6 seed. They will also play in that game. So it looks like we'll have a rematch tomorrow morning.
Okay.
At 9:45
okay.
Eastern
Well,
time.
Great Britain's got some time to think about it, and they can make some adjustments. They certainly had some very positive jams out there.
They did, and this is not. I mean, we saw much larger margins of victory in some earlier games, and much closer as well. But Great Britain,
true.
Reasonably, is playing really well in this tournament. All the teams playing well and hopefully enjoying themselves.
All right, well, we got Way to Go Canada by Warren Semble, and Denny Rich says, good job, Canada. These girls have busted their humps their butts for this.
It's technically butts. Humps,
yes.
Butts, whichever.
All right, well, thank you for watching. We have been thrilled to bring you all the action, and there's one more game.
There's one more game. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Coming up next, I believe we'll have about a 10-15 minute intermission because we've lost the use of the track behind us. You heard the horns. They're playing hockey now behind us instead of roller derby. I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but apparently some people do.
Yeah, next up, USA East versus USA West. I'm Gretchen Little.
I'm Scott Chicken, and you are watching the 2018 JRDA World Cup live on twitch.tv/WFTDA.